So this clip of E Jean Carroll on MSNBC is worth watching because Donald Trump has $83 million on the line. She was awarded $83 million in damages in a defamation suit.
On top of the last defamation?
Yes, on top of the last defamation. But she's not the best spokesperson for her own cause, and that has been the case basically since she made these allegations against Donald Trump. She kind of went back and forth on whether the allegations constituted rape or not. People will remember that clip. She said, I won't call it rape because there are women down at the border, and I don't want to do a disservice to what other women are experiencing. It seems to be eccentric. We'll put it at that. So let's take a look at that eccentricism that was on display in this interview with MSNBC.
You've talked about using some of Trump's money that you're about to get to help shore up women's rights. Do you know what that might be, what that might look like?
Yes, Rachel. Yes.
Tell me.
I had such great ideas for all the good I'm going to do with this money. First thing, Rachel, you and I are going to go shopping. We're going to get completely new wardrobes, new shoes, motorcycle for Crowley, new fishing rod for Robbie. Rachel, what do you want? Penthouse? It's yours,
Nothing.
Rachel. Penthouse and France? You want France? You want to go fishing in France? No? Oh, all right, okay.
That's a joke.
That's her lawyer over there saying that's a joke.
You heard her lawyer laughing nervously and then tacking on to the end of that answer, quote, that's a joke. Her lawyer was on air with her, which was probably for the best.
Do you think she'll actually ever see Trump's money, or is he going to figure out ways to not pay?
I mean, the more she goes on media, the less opportunity she probably has to get that money because Donald Trump is appealing, and Donald Trump is appealing the case, and this doesn't help at all.
But I mean, if the judgment is affirmed, she could set the money on fire. It's technically against federal law to burn money.
You can't burn money.
But she could take Rachel Maddow fishing in France, right? It's not. Is the appeals court supposed to care what she does with the money?
No, I mean, I think in theory, no. But I think, does it help people with the credibility question when she says that? I guess it depends on how much of the media people see, and they deemed her original allegation credible. So by the way,
jury did too.
Yeah, the jury deemed her original allegation to be credible, and that's how the defamation suit obviously was premised, is that she had a credible allegation. So what Donald Trump said about the allegation constituted defamation to the tune of $83-something million. Now, there are also one of the things that is included in Trump's appeal is that they have the conflict with the judge. Did you see this? So I'm reading from NBC News here. This is Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba, on Monday filed a letter with the court in New York, citing a New York Post story that said U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan and Carroll attorney Roberta Kaplan, who are not related, had worked at the major law firm Paul Weiss, Rifkin, Morton, and Garrison in the 1990s. An unidentified former partner at the firm, which employs around 1,000 lawyers, told the Post that Lewis Kaplan had been, quote, like her mentor. And then Habba told the New York Post that the situation was, quote, insane and so incestuous. Quote, this is news to us, she told the paper on Saturday. If you're an attorney and you're saying that's news to you this far into a case, probably not great.
Well, Trump doesn't get good attorneys because he doesn't pay them.
Yeah.
And so, you get what you pay for.
That's a pretty good way to put it.
Yeah, he gets complete hacks who are just willing to work for him on the prayer that he'll somehow pay, and on the hope that the exposure will actually help him. Right. You remember for his second impeachment, he had that slip and fall attorney from Philadelphia who just went and winged it on the Senate floor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He doesn't get they're not sending their best, to borrow a phrase.
No.
And again, that could be why, actually, if you go through the E Jean Carroll stuff, we talked about this a little bit, we don't need to litigate it. She did go back and forth on whether what happened constituted rape. She has the story about it happening in a busy department store in the middle of the day years ago.
But in a dressing room.
Although part of it, I think, was like pinned outside the dressing room and then into the dressing room. Either way. She has gone back and forth on whether it was rape.
Trump most hilariously undermined himself when he likes to go around saying, as if it's a defense against rape, that she's not my type.
Yeah.
Which bizarrely concedes the fact that he would happily rape somebody if it was if they were his type. But then they showed him a picture of E Jean Carroll, and he misidentified her as his wife.
Right.
So even his bizarre claim that he didn't rape her because she wasn't my type fell apart when it's like he was caught like thinking that it was his wife. Unless his wife's not his type.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it's like, does anyone question that Donald Trump,
not Melania,
Ivana, was like aggressive with women at the very least? No, and that's like, again, it's just these accusations.
According to Trump himself.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Like he will tell you that with some pride. But the accusations themselves are different than that question. But again, jury said they found them credible. So maybe that New York-based jury is just really, really favorable to E Jean Carroll, and Trump has bad lawyers, and maybe that's how she does end up seeing those $83 million. I don't know, Ryan, that this is the thing that Trump
even have $83 liquid million?
This is what he sues for, like more than anything else. It would have to come out of his campaign money. $83.3 million is a lot of money, and they're just competing reports about Donald Trump's finances, obviously. So
right, and Trump, remember, said he was going to work for free as president, and then said he was going to donate his money. Ended up just pocketing it. It's like the $400,000 salary. So raises questions about how actually liquid he actually is, if he needs to, if he actually needed that presidential salary that he claimed he wasn't going to take.
Yes.
Hey, if you liked that video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Breaking Points.
If you want to see the rest of Counterpoints, go to breakingpoints.com to become a premium member and get the full uncut show every morning in your inbox and on Spotify.
Help us build independent news and get the full show every morning at breakingpoints.com.